Okay, am I audible to online participants? Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, so welcome you all to fifth and final day of our Gyan program titled Sustainable Payment System Integration of Advanced Characterization of Construction Materials with Mechanistic Empirical Payment Designs. Okay, so today we have two lectures scheduled. After that, we have a validatory session today. So, our eminent speaker, we have our eminent speaker, Professor Yusuf Mehta, for this Gyan course. But today's lectures will be taken by me. So, today we are going to discuss little bit about Indian roads and highway system. So, we are going to discuss how the overall development of Indian road system has been happened and what is the current scenario of our road systems. Also, we are going to look into various IRC codes and what are the importance of IRCs and what are the different categorization. We will try to make a small compilation within a we will say within a 1 hour or 1.5 hour video in which a lecture in which we will try to have a knowledge about our road system. Okay, so basically what we are going to do, if we look at the phases of evaluation of our Indian roads, we can categorize them into 5 categories. Like first one is like ancient, when the Indus civilization was there, and up to the Gupta, we can say the Gupta dynasty that was there. So what we were just we are just trying to know about Indian road system, what is the history of our road system, and how we are evolving over the period of time, and what are next for us, and how the overall, I will say, codal provisions in India are working. We will try to look those all aspects in this particular lecture. So, where we were saying that what are the phases of evolution? We can just break them into 5 categories. Like first one is like ancient, like from Indus Valley civilization, where we have the first instance of we can say road network or the urban planning concept, where the roads were given importance and there were the streets and these kind of things. To Gupta dynasty, after that medieval period where the Delhi Sultanate and the Mughals they were there, they were ruling the India. After that, the British era came, which was like a legacy product. We will say we will discuss this in later subsequent slides. After that, post-independence, like what is happening after the independence, like 1947 onwards, and what are the futures? What we can expect in future in upcoming days in India? Like we are having so many constructions over the India. So if we say the first category, that is the ancient foundation, like 2500 BC to 550 CC. Firstly, the first imprints are there in the Indus Valley civilization, where we can see the straight paths and paved surface. These kind of things are there in the Indus Valley civilization. After that, the Maurya Empire came. At that time, the royal roads were there only. Like to connect the royal places, they have just tried to build a road like from Patliputra to Takshila. These kind of early 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 things are there. So after that, Ashoka came. Ashoka concept was just basically focused on the welfare of society. That's why he just changed it or shifted the mindset from, like we can say, royalness to the welfare kind of thing, and he just made the after that the Gupta they just flourished the trade routes like linking Patliputra to Ujjain port so that the trade becomes more easier. And basically, what we can see at the ancient foundations, pilgrimage based circuits were mostly developed. We can say only the places which are related to some pilgrimage, like for the Hindu, for the Buddhist, they developed those circuits. Like you can see Buddhist, Bodh Gaya, Sarnath, that circuit was developed. And for the Hindu, Somnath, Varanasi circuit was developed. But they were not that much good quality payments, but still the people they were trying to connect the places in India, we can say. After that, when the medieval expansion occurs in India from 1206 to that, when the medieval expansion occurs in India from 1206 to 707, we can say up to it is approximate values. So, Delhi Sultanate it was that time though they were most focused on the military and this kind of activities because they were just invading the India. So they want to connect more and have a more military and caravan roads. And at that era, the Grand Trunk Road was also rebuilt, and they just focused on making. You can see that in that particular India photograph, that is the red line that is showing the Grand Trunk route. Okay, so they just rebuilt it and mostly focused on it and just connect the road to Agra, Lahore, and Delhi ports. We can say so that the trade becomes easier. And so basically, the bazaars, garden, bridges, and these kind of concepts they were initiated in this particular era. After that, the colonization era, which is known to be a legacy of Indian road system. The PWD, I think we all know, Public Works Department. It was just established in by the Britishers, and still the we can say little bit we are under their legacy of how the overall system of road construction and maintenance, this kind of activity works in India. So basically, road built primarily to military control and extraction of raw materials so that they can get the raw material from one place to another easily. In 1854, they just made a institutional organization which focused on the roads, which was the public works department. Still, we are having so many public work department in state level as well as at central level. Okay, so macadamized roads were first introduced at that era. We were having a good quality roads, we can say, in which all weather connectivity and durability was little bit higher. Classification of the various roads was done by the Britishers, like they just named NH, provincial road, district road, village road. Still, most of the nomenclature is common for us till now. Grand Trunk Road was also modernized by these era. So it is just a legacy, we can say, that we have found at that particular era. And if we talk about post-independence era after 1947, what happened? So if we talk about at 1947, the Britishers they have built a very good rail network in India, but still we were lacking a lot in the road segment. Only the most famous places or the ports they were connected to the places so that they can extract the raw material and these kind of things. So at that time, only 4 lakh kilometer of road was there in India, and out of which only 16% was paved. The rest was unpaved road that we were having at that particular time. So after that, I would say India has done a marvelously good in the field of road construction and these kind of activity. We have made firstly, we was just targeting with the 20-year plans, firstly Nagpur plan, then Bombay plan, then Lucknow plan. Even we were having a very good infrastructure so that whatever we were targeting, we were achieving it before or just on the time we were on the target. As you can see, the Nagpur road plan, it was just completed 2 years earlier, and we have to start the next no plan very early. Also, establishment of NHAI in 1988 was done to which is dedicated for the highway construction and making the Indian road network good. So gradual integration of rural road, state and national road, this is being done by the government of India over the period of time. I will say very fantastically. So if we talk about what are the major institutions that we need to know that are working in the field of highways and road construction in India, more it was established in 1985. They make the policy and and the planning frameworks, all the documentation, these kind of things are maintained by the modes. NHAY was built in 1988 and activated approximately in 1995. So basically, their focus is on the NH development. And 5 year plans, they are like 5 year plans. We are having so many 5 year plans, and we are having steady expansion with the help of these particular 5 year plans. And the PMGSY, Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Rozgar Yojana. This has played a major and crucial role to for the I will say rural connectivity of India to connect the villages or the habitation they were untouched, unconnected. We are trying to connect them, and I would say we are not even trying. We have connected almost all of them with the help of all weather road connectivity, which is a paved road that we are constructing under the PMGSVI scheme, PMGSY schemes. Also, if we talk about what are the mega projects that are built after the independence, that is like NSDP Golden Coordinator, that is having a 5,846 kilometer of road length, which is making north-south and east-west corridors and connecting all the India together and major cities together. So many expressways are built, out of which we can say like Delhi, Mumbai, Yamuna, Agra, Lucknow expressway. So many huge expressways are made in India after the in recent times. Bharatmala project, it is a very um, we say it like it is a Mahatvakanksha project of our government, that they want to have a very good economic corridors under the Bharatmala project, in which 65,000 kilometer economic corridors we are trying to build, in which dedicated freight corridors are there. We want to have our freight connectivity better, so that the goods transportation and connectivity between the places becomes very easy. So, if we talk about what is next, what modern era demands, also what India is doing with respect to those demands. What are the demands like? We need to go for the sustainability. We need to have a sustainable construction, so that we are harming less or lesser environment. That's why India is more focused on having better road connectivity as well as sustainable road connectivity. That's why government of India, they have initiated green highway policy in 2015, in which 1% cost for the plantation and these kind of things are included during the tendering period. Of adaptive signals, like these kind of new technologies, emerging technologies need to be incorporated, so that what will happen, suppose if we have smart tolling system, what will have the few time of the particular traffic decreases, which will significantly decrease the pollution, and so many aspects are there. If we have a good quality road, then the emissions will be lesser, and if we have a bad quality road, then the emission will be more. So we need to look at that particular aspect also. EV ready corridors and charging infra. This is the major challenge that we are going to face in upcoming years, because we want to shift in the to the green energy solutions, and EV is gaining a popularity. So, but without a dedicated infrastructure, EV infrastructure, we are not able to go up to that mark where we want to achieve. Because if we talk about India, we don't have our oil. We have to import the oil, and it is the most percentage share in the imported items of the India. So if we are able to reduce our energy demands, it will be a very good thing for us. So that's why the EV sector, it is gaining a popularity among the Indians, and we can say among the government, they are trying to have more sustainable solutions rather than going for the petroleum crude oil. Okay, uh, so India has approximately 6.7 million kilometer road network, which is second largest, and out of which 4% is national highways, which carry approximately 55% of the total load. What are the challenges and what are the future directions that we can get? Like land acquisition, this is a major challenge in India. We all know that bullet train project when came, it get delayed due to the land acquisition and these kind of things. And also, I think most of you will be feeling this, that around your surroundings, any project or most of the project, they will be having this kind of land acquisition problem in India. So there are some environmental concern as well as some political aspect, as well as a personal aspect of the people that are public that are there. So due to which this becomes a very tedious task in India, that how to get land for our project. So future is on AI, ML, asset monitoring, digital twins, net zero carbon highways. Like we want to make highways which are emitting net zero carbon emissions. So this is the target that the government is aiming at, and government should aim at, we can say. So uh, now we know. Now we know more. Now we know about how the overall development or historical things over the period of from the Indus Valley civilization to the Guptas to Mughals to colonization, and currently our governments, our peoples, how they are trying to develop India and make India having a good road connectivity. So now we need to know, as we can see that during last post independence, we have done marvelously good. So what are the things behind it? We need to know them, and how the overall system works. What are the specifications? Who monitors them? So the IRC has a major role in it. It is an institution which was established in 1934. As we can say, the legacy was given by the Britishers. I will again quote this thing. Like in 1934, they established the IRC, which is a apex board body for highways and bridges in India, develops standards, specifications, guidelines, and codes, works in collaboration with more NHAI, BRO, state PhD. So what IRC does, it has a committee of experts for the experts who are working in different fields. Like so many IRC codes are there. Like the list is very huge. We cannot discuss them all here. But what we will try to do, we will discuss most important and commonly used IRC codes by the highway engineers and researchers, how they just research. So firstly in this lecture we will try to know more about highway IRC codals provisions, what are the various codes and what are their key highlights. And after that, in the next lecture we will try to explain one code in detail and explain it with the case study that we have conducted. Like we will discuss payment maintenance code in detail, how that code has helped us to develop our model or conduct our study in the heavy region. So we will discuss that in another lecture. So this lecture is all about getting you familiarized with the IRC. What is IRC and what does it do and what are the various codes of IRC? So widely used by consultants, contractors, academicians, and researchers. IRC is widely used by all the people who are in connection with the highways. So next. So what we are going to cover, we are going to cover overview of IRC codes and guidelines. Like firstly, we will go for the introduction, then design codes and construction material. We have categorized them in different categories so that the people working in different fields, they can have a collection of good codes that are related to their field only. So if for a layman who doesn't know anything about IRC, we will start from that thing and we will go much deeper. Like what are the how the publications are there in IRC? Like there are some code of practices which are known as the IRC code. They are named as IRC XX, means IRC 1, IRC 2, IRC 3, IRC 111. These type of codes are there. After that, there are some special publication which are named as IRC semicolon SP semicolon number of that publication. Special publications are there, and after that, miscellaneous reports like handbooks, compodiums, and model documents are there. So what IRC does, it updates its repository regularly. It updates with the innovation. It updates with the technological advancement. Whatever is happening around us, they just focus on that area and they just try to make code for that area also. So that how the overall thing will be used in the current roads, it will be decided by the IRC. Like suppose any new innovative material is found. Suppose we are saying that there is plastic that we need to mix in with the road. So how that plastic will be mixed? What are the guidelines? What will be the proportions and what will be the surroundings that are required? That all are deeply discussed in and the guidelines are given by the IRC codes. So if we talk about what IRC focus on, it focus on the planning like feasibility studies, traffic surveys, road classification, how the planning kind of thing is done. There are various codes related to planning of a highway or the urban planning or the road network planning. These kind of things are there, traffic surveys, road classification. Second aspect that the IRC cover is like design codes, in which there are various codes like which are covering the geometric standards, payment design, structural detailing. These kind of things are covered by these second category. Third category is codes related to payment construction, in which the material specification is there, how the mix design will be done. For that, they have specific codes, how the quality control will be done. And next is like how the maintenance activity of the roads will be done. This is like little bit untouched, not untouched, but little bit ignored area in the I would say in India, because we are having a focus on constructing. Like we want to connect each habitation right now. Our most of the fund that is allocated for the construction of new roads. We are not getting that much importance in the for the maintenance aspect here. But still, if you compare it with the developed countries like USA, they have made their road network a lot back. And currently, they are just focused on giving prime focus on maintenance. How we can utilize or optimize maintenance activities so that the minimum cost of their operation is there. So maintenance is the aspect in which the Indian ports they are starting to work. Less ports are there, but still we can have a little bit knowledge about the maintenance activity. And next is safety ports, like in which audits, crash analysis, traffic calming measures, these kind of activities are performed. So first category, if we go to the first category, that is payment design and evaluation related codes. So I think you all have heard this code IRC 37, that is for the design of flexible payment, which gives detailed analysis, detail about how the different layers are there. That like they have said that subgrade, then surface, then base, then the surface layer are there, and how the load distribution is there. We can evaluate that kind of thing, and we can do the designing of our flexible payment with the help of this IRC 37, which is mostly applicable for national highway, state highways, rural highways, and urban roads. In those areas, when we are trying to design the payment, that time the IRC 37 is recommended. So next is IRC 58. This is the code for the rigid payment design. I think this also most of the people who have gone through the basic highway engineering, they have heard this code also while going for their rigid payment design. In which there are several provisions for the dowel bar, tie bars, and how these spacing will be done, and how the fatigue, temperature curling stresses, how the warping up, warping down, these phenomena occurs. So these all things are discussed detailed in the IRC 58, that is for the rigid payment designs. Next is IRC 81. Like there is a, you can see there is a photograph showing the Bengal beam, which is a payment strengthening evaluation method with the help of which we can determine the strength of the particular payment. And so IRC 81 just give a detailed information about this Bengal deflection method, and what are the limitations, like point measurement is there. So due to which we cannot have an idea about whole surface. We can have an idea about only on to a point where our apparatus is there. So how the surrounding payments or how the different payments are working there, it cannot be measured, and temperature sensitivity is also there in this falling. Next is falling weight deflectometer, which use non-destructive payment testing. It is more accurate than the Benkelman beam, and it helps in payment rehabilitation decisions. This is the IRC 82 2015. It was first published in 2015. We will focus on this course in next slide, where we will be discussing about the payment maintenance management system. How the payment management, what is payment maintenance management system, and how it works, and why we require it. So basically, to develop any payment maintenance management system, we need to have idea about IRC 82, which covers various type of maintenance activities. What are the various corrective maintenance activities, preventive maintenance activities, or the periodic maintenance activity. It is being described in detail in this particular code. Payment condition surveys, how the payment condition surveys should be conducted in India. They are detailed. There is a detailed discussion about that in this particular course. So how the rating is determined and this kind of thing. Next is geometric design standards for rural roads IRC 73, which is a fundamental document for road geometry in India, like how the alignment of curve, cross section of the gradients, or the design speeds, categorization. These all things are provided in this particular course. IRC 86 for the geometric design standards, like for the urban roads in the plains. It is It standards for urban, arterial, sub-arterial, and collector roads. Lane width, shoulder, median, side distance. These all things are discussed in detail in this particular code, that is IRC 86. IRC 84 gives the idea about how the core learnings of particular highway will be done. So BOT, build, operate, transfer, and triple P, public-private transport, public-private partnership. These are the new form of working by the government of India, with the help of which we are strengthening our infrastructure in India. We want to have we want to have investment with the help of these two projects, and how these two projects will can be run. The specifications are provided in detail in IRC SP 84. Thanks. How to determine the valley and summit curve, designing of valley and summit curve in detail, it is being given in the IRC SP 23, that is for the vertical curves specific code. So you can see there are different codes. We cannot discuss them all in detail. There are more than, I will say, 120, 130, 140 codes are there, and similarly 130, 140 special publications are there, and periodicals are there. We cannot discuss them all in details, but you can see for each aspect of highway, we have our codes, we have committee of experts which evaluates over the period of time and just mandate or regulate our highway programs in India. Like IRC SP 48, if the people who are working in the field of hill roads, they have to surely go for this high hill road manuals, which cover the geometric design and construction of hill roads, includes slope stability, drainage, retaining structures, special focus on the landslide mitigation and safety. If the people who are working in the field of landslide mitigation, they can go for this particular code. Next is rural road maintenance, the IRC SP 20. Next. Guidelines for the design of flexible pavement for low volume rural roads. Like you can see, the IRC SP 72, which expanded guidelines for alignment in hills, drainage provision. These all are discussed in there. Next. For the drainage only, there is a code, that is the IRC SP 42, which gives how the principle of surface and subsurface drainage should be given, and drainage of longitudinal and cross drains. These all are discussed in this particular code. Even for the landscaping and how the tree plantation along the highway should be done, we have a specific guidelines. If suppose if you are working at any highway, suppose if you are working at any as an engineer, so how we have to take care of our environmental conditions and how to take care of tree plantation and landscaping, because if we are not giving a proper landscaping to a particular road, it will not look good. Landscaping plays a major role, like it is like a final touch that we need to give. So we have IRC SP 21. IRC also, there are a lot of people who are working in the field of road safety audit, because we need to conduct road safety audit. Like NHAI, when they build the particular highway, during construction as well as after it is open to the public, a lot of road safety audits are conducted. So specific and clear guidelines are given for the how to conduct road safety audit and what are the procedures for that in IRC SP 88. Next. In which in this particular code also, if the people who are working in the field of black spot identification, they can refer this, how the crash investigation is done and how the mitigation technique. Suppose what is the how to do the forensic analysis of particular crash. That all is discussed in this particular code, and how the mitigation, what are the different mitigation techniques for each type of crash, that is discussed in detail in this particular course. IRC SP 59, like geosynthesis, like geogrades, geotextiles, geomembranes, how and what should be the qualities and what should be the quality parameters, as well as what should be the implementation parameters. They are all discussed in detail, like how its application are in like reinforcement, drainage and filtration. The places where we have a very poor drainage system, there we are implementing these geosynthesis successfully in Indian roads nowadays. It is not a big challenge for us to use the geosynthesis in Indian Road Commission. We have very so many projects where this has been implemented successfully. So it was the first category in which we have discussed about what are the design kind of code, design and kind of code. So now if we go for some codes that are specific to construction materials, so we will discuss them. Like fly ash, it is very, it was, it, I will say it is and it was a very problematic situation for India because we were having a lot of fly ash that was being there unused. So that's why the use of fly ash in embankment, it is being common in India now. Now we are using it very commonly, and we have the code that is named as IRCSP 58 for how the fly ash is used in the road embankment. So, like you can see, National NTPC, they have so many ash utilization projects in which they are utilizing the waste efficiently. Next is waste plastic. The people they are using it also. So many researchers they are conducting their research that how to make it more applicable. So IRC SP98 they have given how the waste plastic should be used in the bituminous road. Basically, they talked about the dry processing, how to make it, how to enhance the fatigue. Uh, Cold mist technology, it is a new sustainable solution that is emerging in India, like PMGSY scheme that we discussed earlier. That give emphasis on the this particular cold mix technology for the rural road construction. Also for the maintenance activity, cold mix are very we can say very famous nowadays because we don't need to harm that much to environment because in hot mix we have to just melt the bitumen and so many emissions and so many gases are there. But in case of cold mix, it is getting very popular because it is an environment friendly solution. It is of low energy use and suitable for rural highways in India. Now, soil granular material stabilization manual is there. How the granular materials or the soil stabilization should be done for the various types of soil. They have the guidelines on chemical and mechanical stabilization with the help of with the help of chemical addition, how the chemical addition should be done, or how the various rollers you can use for the mechanical stabilization, like vibratory rollers or pneumatic tires rollers. They can be used for the compaction and material stabilization. So next. Next is Hill Roads Manual. That is for blasting, excavation, and retaining structural guidelines. How the blasting should be done. Okay. How the blasting, excavation, and retaining should be done. How the drainage should be done in the highway, mountains, and special infrastructure protection for the road. So for the pavement drainage, which pavement drainage plays a very important role in hilly terrain because drainage, if we don't have a good drainage, the road will degrade very suddenly. We can say it can degrade at a very fast pace. So we need to have we have a IRC code that is IRC SP42 pavement drainage design code, which have given importance to the subsurface drainage. Right, we need to have a subsurface drainage layers so that how those layer can be done. It has payment service like is linked with the drainage. As you can see in this particular photograph, there are shoulders, there is a upper layer, and just below that particular layer in the subsurface region, we have a drainage layer, and then we have a subsurface filter. So people's they are using these codes for their daily use purposes for the different purposes nowadays. IRCSP 97 for different compaction equipments in the roadwork, like how the compaction should be done, how many number of time the compaction roller should be there, what should be the loading condition, and how all the compaction, how to achieve the we can say maximum compaction levels that are desired at a particular site. They all are discussed in this particular code, that is compaction equipment codes. So now third category is the maintenance, safety, and smart road. Because we know how to build particular road, we know what are the materials we are working on those fields. First field was where we were trying to know how the designing is done, what are the various codes for design purpose, what are the various codes, what are the things that we are doing in the field of material kind of thing. And now we need to look into more deeper about the maintenance aspect of that particular area. So we will discuss few codes here, and in next class we will have a clear dedicated class for the payment maintenance only. So IRCSP 133, it is a guideline on reducing carbon footprint, because carbon footprint is the thing that the whole world is suffering right now. The whole world is thinking about that thing, how to reduce the carbon footprint. So, like you can see, sources of carbon emission, transportation plays a major role in it. We are the major contributor of carbon emission, we can say. So, industry and home energy, they are also there, but transportation, as a transportation engineer, as a transportation specialist, we need to think about that particular aspect, that how. So basically, this code tells about sustainable design, green materials. What are the green materials that we can use to reduce our carbon footprints? How the energy efficiency could be done? How the life cycle analysis approach is good, because in that approach we can have regular maintenance activity at the suitable time when it is required, and we can enhance the particular service life of a particular road, which will significantly reduce the carbon emission by giving smooth ride and giving less maintenance requirement to the particular road. So, life cycle approach is very much important, which is discussed in this course. Eco-friendly practices are discussed in this course. Next is this. This is a pocket book that all the highway engineers should have, should know. They can keep this. This is a small book, we can say. So it gives a comprehensive references of all the things. Like suppose you are stuck in between somewhere, you can just take that reference and you can easily identify what are the things where I can get my useful information, and what are the codal things that are there. Equipment categories are there in that particular code. What are the different specifications? They have given a quick brief about that. What is the utility, practice tool? These all things are discussed in the we can say pocket book that the highway engineer should keep in his pocket. Code is some more codes are there in the highway maintenance, like IRC 82. We have discussed it. IRC 116 for cutback between focus. How the cutback between should be used. IRC 116 gives this. IRC SP 15 is for the guideline for the inspection and maintenance of bridges. How the bridge inspection should be done. Suppose if you are going to audit a particular bridge, so that time you need to refer this particular code, and you need to read the guidelines that are given there, and you need to go for the inspection and maintenance using this particular. Next. Next is IRC SP 55, guideline on the traffic management in work zones. While we are having some upgradation activity or maintenance activity, that time we need to take care of the people there that are working there. So we need to have a safe work zone. Safety is the prime concern for the any construction activity. So how this safety is determined, that is in the IRC 25, IRC 103 2014. It gives the guidelines on tree plantation along the rural highways, how the tree plantation should be done. IRC 88 manual on road safety audit. IRC SP90 manual for the grade separators and elevated structure. These are the things that we are working a lot. We need to have a grade separation so that we have minimal number of we can say traffic signals, so that the grade separation offers this kind of things, and smooth traffic is there. Safety is also not compromised. So these all are things how to make the grade separators. It is discussed in detail in IRC SP90. And IRCSP 84, it is the manual and specification for four laning of highways. So, in the end, what we can know about IRC codes. If you search Indian Road Congress, you can go to their website. From there, you can download their catalog. That is the single PDF that you can get, in which they have listed all the codes there. Yeah, and with respect to time, they just update those all codes also. So, IRC documents IRC documents cover design, construction, safety, and innovation. And basically, it is a technical backbone for our road construction. Over the period of time, the way we have constructed our road, the way we have developed and become the second largest road network throughout the globe, it is just because of our strong foundation, our strong institutions that we have, which are managing it very efficiently, which are making very efficient codes, and which are giving very efficient specifications. So, this is next. But what we need to do, there are not only we don't need to know only about the IRC only, because IRC is specific to us. But what the other players in the world they are doing? Who are the other players in the world? We need to discuss that. So, like the other players the world that they are like American Association of State Highways and Transportation Officials, ASTO. So they are they call them the voice of transportation. They are working a lot in the field of. They have, I think, they have code for each and every aspect of transportation. We are still lacking in many aspects. We are just trying to get to that thing, but we are not able to get that. But they are having, I will say, covered approximately 95% of the things they are working, and they want innovation. They want new things. They want challenge, and they want to solve that challenge with the help of that new approaches that they are developing. So next is ASPM, and there are also Euro codes are there. So basically, these organizations are the basic or most famous organization in the field of these standardization and codal provision development. What are the challenges in implementation of IRC code? While we are implementing the IRC code, it is having a variation in adoption across the states, because different states are having different types of constraints, like weather conditions are different, climatic conditions are different, and also the political conditions are different. So we need to this is the limitation that are we are facing there. Lack of trained manpower in the rural areas. Rural areas we cannot get that much trained manpower while we are constructing our roads. So that becomes a tedious task. Sometimes we have very good specification, but still we are not getting a good roads just due to the poor workmanship. So that is the most common problem, and we need to enforce better. So what are the future directions to which India is currently working? That is sustainable payments like recycling, waste utilization. This is the most gaining thing that we are having here. Smart roads, AI ML applications, digital twins, ITS integration, net zero carbon infrastructure. So these are some of the references, and with the help of this, we can just conclude our session here. And this was all about how the Indian road network is working, and how we have evolved, and how we have get the legacy, and how we are able to maintain it. Even we are I will not say maintain it, we are just getting it far away. So with this, I would like to conclude this session. We can have another session at 10:45. Okay, thank you very much. In next session, we will discuss payment maintenance management system in detail with a case study that we have done at particular Himachal Pradesh state. We will discuss that how we are able to implement that payment maintenance management system, and it is also successfully taken by the government, and they have appreciated it. They are using it for their own project there. So we will discuss that in next class, in which the most focus is on the payment maintenance aspect. Thank you very much.